Understanding UN Agenda 2030, Part 3. This is a four-part series excerpted from my book, Trump and the Resurrection of America, published in February of 2017. Why are we discussing this? Because Agenda 2030 is rapidly approaching. But is it? We'll talk about what President Trump is doing at the conclusion of Part 4, but we must understand this agenda. 17 steps, 17 specific goals stated in their document. We will now cover steps 9 through 13. To understand the real goals of the 2030 agenda, you must understand how globalists disguise their monopolistic agendas in feel-good language. It should be noted that nowhere does this document state that achieving human freedom is one of its goals. Thank God for President Trump. Nor does it explain how these goals are to be achieved. The reality is that every single point in this UN agenda is to be achieved through centralized government control and totalitarian mandates that resemble communism. There are 17 stated goals. We've covered many in episode 1 and 2. We will now cover stated goal number 9. Build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. But what's the hidden reality behind that goal? Put nations into extreme debt with the World Bank, spending debt money to hire corrupt American corporations to build large-scale infrastructure projects that trap developing nations in an endless spiral of debt. See the book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, by John Perkins, to understand the details of how this scheme has been repeated countless times over the last several decades. UN's stated goal number 10 in UN Agenda 2030, reduce inequality within and among countries. What's the hidden reality? Punish the rich, punish the entrepreneurs, punish the innovators, confiscating nearly all gains by those who choose to work and excel. Redistribute the confiscated wealth to the masses of non-working human parasites that feed off a productive economy while contributing nothing to it, all while screaming about, quote, equality. Stated goal number 11, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. But what's the hidden reality behind that goal? Ban all gun ownership by private citizens, concentrating guns into the hands of obedient government enforcers who rule over an unarmed, enslaved class of impoverished workers. Criminalize living in most rural areas by instituting Hunger Games-style protected areas that the government will claim are owned by, quote, the people, even though no people are allowed to live there. Force all humans into densely packed, tightly controlled cities. Now, remember, this was published in 2017. Think ahead, think Klaus Schwab, think 15-minute cities. So again, the hidden reality behind this step, this goal in UN Agenda 2030, the hidden reality is to force all humans into densely packed, tightly controlled cities where they are under 24-hour surveillance and subject to easy manipulation by government. And stated goal number 12, ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. But what's the hidden reality there? Begin levying punitive taxes on the consumption of fossil fuels and electricity, forcing people to live under conditions of worsening standards of living that increasingly resemble third world conditions. Use social influence campaigns in TV, movies, and social media to shame people who use gasoline, water, or electricity, establishing a social construct of nannies and tattlers who rat out their neighbors in exchange for food credit rewards. And stated goal number 13, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Hidden reality there, John Kerry, listen up, Al Gore. Set energy consumption quotas on each human being and start punishing or even criminalizing lifestyle decisions that exceed energy usage limits set by governments. Institute total surveillance of individuals to track and calculate their energy consumption. Penalize private vehicle ownership and force the masses onto public transit where TSA grunts and facial recognition cameras can monitor and record the movements of every person in society, like a scene ripped right out of that Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report. The global financial reset is happening and accelerating. Free educational modules I implore you to listen to at wealthcoachuniversity.com. Action changes things. Buy gold, buy silver, buy now. Call my resource, Bill Armour, at 310-407-0239. And the dawning of the golden age is rapidly approaching. July 4th can't get here fast enough. So continue to follow my military intelligence and economic reporting, lean and mean, here at jmcbroadcasting.com. I will conclude this UN series, part 4, next week with an additional wrap-up of what we've accomplished to hopefully see that UN Agenda 2030 never sees the full light of day.
Join JMC Broadcasting's monthly Global Defense War Military Panel. JMC hosts an esteemed panel of military experts, including Ricardo Bossi, Tom Lennox, Chuck Sellers, Michael Jaco, Derek Johnson, Brad Wozni, and other military guests. Join us each month, where this panel of esteemed guests analyze the current events across a broad spectrum of topics, addressing the questions and concerns that you have. Subscribe for free by visiting jmcbroadcasting.com. John looks forward to seeing you at the next episode of the Global Defense War Military Panel broadcast, right here on jmcbroadcasting.com.